Ladies and gentlemen,
You're rocking with the best.
I got the truth.
What up, guys? It's your girl Shay from Got the Scoop, and we're about to get into Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez recap part 2. So in this video, I want to just go back down memory lane, and I want to bring a few articles and a few things that was said before, and I'm going to compare it to now. So let's get into the new video. So I want to know, do you recall this article? This is one of the first articles that I ever saw about this whole Meg Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation, and it came from XXL. So XXL reported the two artists, along with Meg Thee Stallion's friend Tory Lanez, security guard at the time, were hanging out in the Hollywood Hills section of LA when an argument started inside the vehicle that they were in. Witnesses claim someone shot a gun into the air before the vehicle left the scene. Police were called to the scene because of the disturbance. When cops arrived, the Tape rapper was arrested for carrying a concealed weapon in the vehicle. Megan was initially reported to have had an injury to her foot as a result of broken glass during the incident, but it was later revealed that she was a victim of the shooting. So I want to point out a few things. In this article, it said witnesses claim someone shot a gun into the air. Witnesses with an S, right? So more than one person reported that they saw someone shoot a gun into the air. They didn't report they saw someone intentionally shoot at someone else. They reported that someone shot in the air. And doesn't that make more sense? Being that Meg Thee Stallion reported that she had bullet fragments in her foot, after saying she had bullets and bullet fragments, they cleared it and said she had bullet fragments, right? Wouldn't that make sense if somebody was to shoot in the air, the bullet comes down, hit the ground, of course it's going to break. So is that a possible way? But this is what I want to get into. You notice how it said the witnesses noticed this before the vehicle left the scene? But we got recent updates from, LAPD, which is the witness for Meg Thee Stallion at this case. They said that Meg Thee Stallion got shot in her foot. She crawled into someone's driveway. That person then called the cops. Like, why wasn't this reported in the beginning? Like, it's a whole gap, whole story twist and change. So do you guys recall this comment left by Gilbert Arenas? He said, "It's kind of funny because it's all a lie. She never got hit with a bullet. The bullet hit the ground and the gravel popped her in her foot. That's why there was no bullet with her blood on it, or actual bullet entry or exit. If you look at her actual foot, you will see scars above around the big gush because that's where the little rocks from the ground hit." Now this makes more sense because, like I said in the beginning, it makes perfect sense since the first report was witnesses shot in the air, because the information that we are getting now is from police officers that got information from Meg Thee Stallion. We have not heard a story in court from an actual witness that was there on the scene, okay? Let's fast forward to XXL's current article. Additionally, Holly, which is Tory Lanez's lawyer, made note of additional information uncovered during the hearing, such as Cedars-Sinai is now claiming that the bullet fragments removed from Megan's foot have disappeared, and the doctors called her injuries superficial. Now, isn't that weird? This whole time they had a so-called hardcore evidence saying that it was bullets, then it was bullets and fragments, then it was fragments. Now you guys can't find anything. It makes me think about what Gilbert Arenas said. Like, they never had actual bullet or anything with her blood on it, so you can connect it to Tory Lanez. But let's get into the definition of superficial. Superficial, on the surface wounds and abrasions leave the deeper skin layers intact. These type of wounds are usually caused by friction rubbing against the abrasive surface. Deep abrasion cuts or lacerations go through all the layers of the skin and into an underlying tissue like muscle or bone. So this really makes kind of perfect sense because we already thought that the picture looked skeptical because Meg Thee Stallion only showed 1 foot instead of 2 when she told us 2 feet was injured. Like, why didn't you show us both feet? Another thing is that she never showed us the raw footage. Like, she showed us weeks after. One of the photos, you can tell that it was inside her house because you can clearly see the dog right there on the floor and you see the wood floor. The other one she showed us inside the doctor's office. So still, these are days, weeks later. You can also tell by the scabs on her foot, okay? But let's get into this. Now, this does make me really wonder and makes me think, did Meg Thee Stallion really injure her feet due to glass? Because why was that the first report? Why we never heard anything about a broken glass? Like, how do a glass window of a car get broken? Like, did somebody kick it out? Did somebody shoot through the window? What happened? You know? But I also compared Meg Thee Stallion's feet and the images to multiple people who had an injury due to glass, and it definitely looks exactly the same. The scratches, how deep it is, and it makes me also think, as we look at it, now that we know the definition of superficial, that does look like a superficial wound because we don't see anything penetrated. And if you look at Meg Thee Stallion's foot and you see at the top where they only have those little bit of stitches, you see it looks like a slit as if she was cut with something. You feel me? Another thing is, why wasn't that whole area able to get stitched up if she suffered, a bullet wound? Because it's a superficial wound. Another thing is, when it comes to the Meg Thee Stallion's feet, why is it that she was able to dance on it days later, weeks later? And I know she don't want to be sad. Like she said, she shouldn't be in the house down and sad. But that has nothing to do with you actually dancing, stomping, and putting pressure on a foot that you said was injured due to a gun. That's more like a glass cut. Like, come on. We know we step on some glass, it's going to hurt. But days later, we're able to maneuver. We're able to walk on it. That also makes me question, why did Meg Thee Stallion have her foot unwrapped when she went to DJ Khaled's house? But when she went out publicly to the club with Future, she had like a whole wrap up bandages. Like, what was that for? I didn't get it because she already showed us that she done took off her bandages and took off the wrapping. Like, it didn't really make sense. I guess they had to stick with the same story.
Even though a lot of women want to support Meg Thee Stallion, and I have no problem with that because everybody does deserve support, but I believe that we need to support Tory Lanez as well because we have not got a consistent story throughout this whole process, and I feel like it's very wrong that how a lot of people just automatically believe Meg Thee Stallion's story just because she is a woman and then come down at Tory Lanez. I don't get when people say protect black lives and Black Lives Matter, but they're quick to pick down a black man when it comes down to a situation. But when they know it's a sticky situation, they won't stick up and say, listen, black women, you are wrong. Or, make things clear that people can say, okay, this person's not biased. This person is just standing back, waiting for a guilty verdict. Well, anyway, the next video I will be breaking down the diss records from Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, and Kelsey, and basically take parts and bits and pieces from the songs and put it into one because they're all basically telling a part of the story, So let me know what you believe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye.